Envision a canvas where the colors of the ethereal dance with the tangible, creating a masterpiece of unseen depths and higher vibrations. A space where the spirit soars, unfettered by earthly confines. Picture your own soul, radiant and resplendent, bathed in the pure energy that courses through the universe. Now let me ask you, what if the tendrils of technology, with their siren songs of ceaseless connectivity, are silently binding us, weaving a web that entangles our ethereal wings and leaves our grand tapestry of spirituality threadbare? Within this relentless vortex of pings, posts and perpetual online presence, could it be that our spiritual essence, a beacon of infinite potential, is being dimly shrouded, overshadowed by the ceaseless static of the digital age? This is the inquiry at the heart of our voyage on Sage Snippets today, where we will unearth the insidious reasons that our incessant digital engagement quietly bleeds us of the very essence that powers our inner light. We will delve into the twilight zone of our always-on world and reveal the top 12 unsuspected snares that are covertly draining the spiritual vitality we each possess. As we peel back these electronic veils, we will also chart a course toward a sanctuary of serenity and spiritual renewal, creating a clarion call for the awakened mind to bravely disconnect and reclaim the sacred silence where true power lies. Join me in this awakening as we kindle the flames of awareness and stand ready to embark on an odyssey toward deep existential rejuvenation, reconnecting with the cosmic symphony that plays beneath the cacophony of our online existence. Reason number 1, attention fragmentation. The insidious thief of time and focus, constant alerts and notifications, fragments our attention into countless shards. Picture your concentration as a once whole mirror now shattered, each piece reflecting only a fragment of what is. In such an interrupted state, our mind becomes a canvas on which our thoughts appear as disjointed streaks of color, unable to blend into the serene hues that signify deep spiritual connection. We find ourselves in a perpetual cycle of recovery, attempting to reclaim a sliver of serenity after each intrusion, only for it to be snatched away again by another ping, another buzz. Enticing though they may be, these digital sirens call us into the shallows, leaving the profound depths unexplored. Depths where the steadfast currents of meditative focus carry us towards self-discovery and enlightenment. Reason number 2, artificial synchronicity. In the artificial realms crafted by social media's architects, we encounter an echo chamber that presents a digital mirage of connection and synchronicity. These platforms, masquerading as bridges between souls, are adroit at mimicking the rhythms and patterns of meaningful coincidences, those beautiful, serendipitous moments that can so powerfully pivot the course of our destinies. However, unlike the natural ebb and flow of the universe that organically orchestrates connections, birthing transformational experiences, this false synchronicity is but a hollow replication, lacking the soulful resonance that animates and charges our spiritual journey. The contrived connections offered up in our feeds can diminish the luster of true serendipity, leaving our spirit yearning for the pure, unscripted alignments that enliven our existence. Reason number 3, energy depletion. Every status update, each digital discourse consumes droplets of our mental and emotional vitality. The sheer volume of this engagement requires that we marshal vast reserves of energy, an energy that in an unperturbed state could be channeled into catalyzing our spiritual metamorphosis. Consider the feeling of depletion after a day consumed by the digital fray, a weariness that is both intangible yet intensely felt, like the silent waning of light at dusk. It is the telltale sign that the essence which could be devoted to higher vibrational activities, meditation, mindfulness and introspection, has instead been scattered amidst the ephemeral realms of the internet. In this deficit, we risk the starvation of the spirit, deprived of the sustenance that fosters growth, awakening, and the expansion of our innermost self, reason. Number 4, disrupted intuition. Continuous input from our devices and networks infiltrates the sacred sanctuary of our inner wisdom, laying a veil over the clear-eyed vision of our intuition. This internal guidance system, a beacon in the vastness of our consciousness, becomes dimmed, as if a fog has descended upon a lighthouse, its penetrating light now struggling to pierce the mist. The stream of external opinions, the barrage of global news, and the relentless tide of societal expectations disrupt the calm waters where the whisper of the soul's voice might otherwise be heard. Disoriented by this perpetual disturbance, our innate capacity to perceive beyond the senses, to glimpse the subtle dimensions where our true spiritual path lies, becomes muddled, leaving us adrift in an ocean of information, disconnected from the luminous core of our being where intuition reigns supreme and untouched. Reason number 5, lost in virtual reality. As we delve deeper into the mirage-laden landscape of virtual spaces, our sensory-rich experiences in the tangible world become ephemeral shadows, elusive and intangible. These digital domains transport us far from the earthly classroom with its abounding spiritual lessons and organic growth opportunities, catapulting us into a realm devoid of physical boundaries and constraints. The time invested in the alternate reality of ones and zeros comes at the expense of moments that should be savored with all senses ablaze. The tingling coolness of dew-laden grass beneath bare feet, the electrifying connection of an unspoken understanding exchanged through a glance. We miss the visceral learning gained through heartbeats in sync with the pulse of life around us. This virtual escapism acts as a siren's call, luring us away from the nuanced symphony of real-world experiences which inform our souls and etch deep grooves of wisdom upon the essence of our being. Reason number 6, impaired inner peace. The sanctity of our inner peace is besieged by the relentless siege engines of social comparison and digital grandstanding, where online personas are meticulously sculpted, airbrushed to a veneer of perfection that belies the complexity of the human condition. This ceaseless barometer of digital worth imposes upon us an oppressive yoke, prompting unrest in the once sacred ground of self-reassurance. The tranquility of our essence is jarred by perceived inadequacies as the scrolling feeds dredge up torrents of insecurity. In the backstage of our inner lives, we battle with dissidence and turmoil, losing precious ground in the quest for spiritual equanimity. The relentless pressure to cultivate and maintain this online facade obscures the placid waters of our true selves, where the gentle ripples of self-compassion and forgiveness are the wellspring of spiritual tranquility. Reason number 7, sleep disruption. The intrusive glare of screens at eventide disrupts the hallowed descent into sleep's dark, velvety folds, where the soul finds renewal. Bathed in the harsh, artificial aurora of blue light, our minds are coaxed into a counterfeit vigilance, a state of hyper-alertness, as out of place in the nocturnal stillness as a cacophony of crows at midnight. This malevolent luminescence beguiles our bodies, disorienting our internal rhythms from the symphony of the cosmos. Our sanctuaries of slumber, once the incubators for metamorphic dreams and transcendental revelations, become barren. The spiritual renewal we seek in the quietude of undisturbed rest, where insights are untethered and spirits commune with the infinite, is diminished, robbed by this unnatural incandescence that perverts the essence of night and the restorations it ought to bring. Reason number 8, energetic overwhelm. Our energetic reservoirs, meant to be wellsprings of vibrancy, become unwitting receptacles of the discordant frequencies cast through the boundless reaches of the digital ether. As if trapped in a tempest with no refuge, we are relentlessly pummeled by an invisible deluge of emotional deluge. Each bite of virtual interaction, each pixelated portrayal of human sentiment is a drop of energy that ripples into the calm of our own auric fields, stirring chaos where there should be serenity. This incessant bombardment can erode the barriers that safeguard our inner harmony, leaving us vulnerable to an existential malaise, a spiritual fatigue that emerges not from within, but from the ceaseless inundation of energies alien to our own. The need for siphoning off this accumulation becomes paramount, lest we become unable to distinguish the subtle hues of our own spirits amongst the muddied waters of the collective consciousness. Reason number 9, mindless consumption. In the relentless whirlwind of the online world, where data cascades like a tempestuous river overflowing its banks, we risk surrendering to mindless consumption, engrossed in an endless stream that never slackens. As we imbibe from this ceaseless downpour, our discernment wanes, and with it, the vital sanctuary of mindfulness fades from grasp. Here, the sustenance that should enrich our cognitive vistas becomes but a monsoon of trivia, inundating us with content that neither enlightens nor engenders existential curiosity. Our spiritual presence, a resplendent flame that should burn with the fierce clarity of conscious awareness, gutters under the squall, starved of the oxygen of attentiveness. This state of autopilot absorption, where the compass of our focus spins aimlessly, leaves little room for the mindful practices of meditation, contemplation, and the careful cultivation of enlightenment. Our beings, intended to navigate through life with the discerning eyes of seers, become instead clouded with the murky fog of digital distraction. Reason number 10, sacrificed sacred time. Each moment online is a mosaic tile of time set within the grand fresco of our lives. A fresco that should illustrate a narrative rich with spiritual practices and sacred experiences. Yet the more tiles we lay in the hands of the virtual, the fewer remain to craft scenes of introspective beauty and personal myth-making. This sacred time, ethereal moments destined to be steeply steeped in the hallowed traditions of our choosing, is too often yielded to the digital altar in sacrificial offering to the voracious gods of immediacy and connectivity. Hours once tended with the tender care of gardeners nurturing growth in the silent embrace of nature are now lost in the scroll, the click, the superficial skim across the surface of the deep well of life. Meditative rituals, the weaving of soulful connections through reflective practices, and the sacred sabbatical into the self is exchanged for the shallows of dispassionate engagement and an ersatz fellowship that cannot hold the water of spiritual nourishment. Reason number 11, lower vibrational content. The threads of content that intertwine through the fabric of our digital tapestry often hum with the bass tones of lower vibrations, discordant frequencies that clash against the cathedral-like resonance of our higher spiritual aspirations. Immersed in a morose symphony of fear, negativity, and contentious din, the content we encounter too readily is antithetical to the sublime vibratory pitch to which we seek to attune. Such interactions stand in stark juxtaposition to the luminous enlightenment we desire, akin to smog that blots the sun's radiant vitality with its choking pall. The dissonance of this content sends ripples through the waters of our being, waves whose undulations disrupt the soul's longing for peace, harmony, and elevation. These constant jarring inputs compel us into a dance of dissonance, separating our feet from the path of ascension and leading us into the mire where the air is thick and the light of transcendence is obscured. Reason number 12, missed real-world connections. In this grand odyssey of life, the connections we make, the heartfelt clasp of hands, the warmth of an embrace, the resonant cadence of laughter shared in physical co-presence, these are the true jewels that adorn our spiritual crowns. Yet the counterfeit baubles of online interactions, dripping with the veneer of connection, often overshadow the precious opportunities for kindred souls to forge unions of profound import in the crucible of real-world experience. the beauty of spirit-to-spirit communion that occurs when two or more are gathered in the flesh, the electric thrill of shared stories, the symphony of emotional resonance that can only play in the concert hall of mutual presence, is regretfully sidelined. These missed tactile symposia, rich with the currency of human expression and engagement, hold an immeasurable depth, a capacity to imprint upon our souls the indelible marks of life, love, and the interwoven tapestry of collective spiritual evolution. In the neglect of these sacred human exchanges, our digital endeavors leave us impoverished, bereft of the very encounters that might otherwise serve as the lustrous bedrock upon which we build temples to an interconnected humanity. As we draw the curtain on our discourse today, it's worth pondering that in a world where we're constantly urged to recharge our devices, perhaps it's our spiritual batteries that truly need recharging. The pixels on our screens often illuminate the path to connection, yet these glowing beacons can, in truth, lead us astray from the luminescent glow of our innermost selves. We find humor in the irony that to avoid draining our spiritual energy, we might just need to unplug from the matrix of our modern world now and then. Imagine telling your ancestors that one day we'd need to disconnect from a web woven not by spiders, but by ourselves, to find our spiritual center. What a cosmic joke that would seem. So let's put intention behind our interactions with the digital world. At Sage Snippets, we continuously strive to bring harmony between these realms, to bridge the gap without losing ourselves in the abyss. We understand that it's about harnessing technology as a tool, not becoming its unwitting subject. The call from Sage Snippets is to take a step back, to engage with intention, and to weave moments of quietude and reflection into the vibrant tapestry of your digital life. We hope that through these shared insights, your inbox of wisdom remains full, even as you press pause on the relentless stream of information. As we wind down, let's engage in a collective moment of contemplation. What are the ways you can disconnect to reconnect? Share your thoughts, strategies, or epiphanies in the comments below. Let's cultivate a dialogue that enriches, empowers, and enlightens, one comment at a time. Remember, Sage Snippets is more than a channel. It's a beacon for those adrift in the digital sea, seeking the lighthouse of their soul's true north. So, subscribe to Sage Snippets and join a community where wisdom is not drowned in data, but elevated through discourse. Let's continue to seek, to share, and to grow together, one snippet at a time. Until next time, keep the fire of curiosity alive, and remember, at Sage Snippets, your journey towards spiritual equilibrium is cherished, championed, and ever continuing. Thank you for being here, and as ever, stay connected, not just to us, but to the vast, vibrant essence of all that is. Farewell, fellow seekers.